welcome. And to two-player career mode, Darn here. He doesn't know I'm recording yet. But Darn, the wonderful Frenchman, is going to be our two-player career mode, and we are going to pick a team. So the question is, what team are we going to pick? So, okay, I'm back. Sorry. So, that's fine. Yep. Right. Right. However many you want, I'll let you pick. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I always do. You see me. You. I mean, I always do like 100% everything. So I don't think we should do 100% racing, but you know, yeah. But if you want to do 21 tracks, we can do. Okay. Okay. Because I'm terrible. Full quality's fine. I don't know actually. Yeah, and I mean, 50 is kind of like the standard. So okay, that's fine. Resource points. Um, I'll let you pick. I have two careers. One is reduced and one's default. And the reduced is difficult. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Well, no, that's the only difference is like the superior. You can actually like blow an engine, and then in the standard, you actually can't blow an engine. You can like you're like DRS can go. Yeah, like you in standard DRS can stop working, ERS can stop working, but you can't blow an engine. Okay. Okay. We've had enough safety cars in AOR. At least in America's League, we have. Up to you. I'm okay with the formation lap. What difficulty are you good at beating? You play 110? Okay. So I right now am at like 63, maybe 65. I'm sorry, not 63, my bad. 83, maybe 85. That's the range. The my team career mode, I have 89, and in like season 1, I can get because obviously I did like two races, right? So obviously the car's not developed at all, and I got P13 both races. So if you want to do like, I don't know, you're gonna be like 3 laps ahead every race. Okay, okay. 85's fine. Yeah, 80, 85, or even actually, you could probably for the difficulty. By the way, you could probably do 89. You can probably kick it up to 89. Okay. I mean, I'm really bad with loose car. That's all I know. I could not. Okay. Fuel can be hard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Mm. What's the second option? What's the second option? Okay. It's fine. From France, right? Yeah, there you go. Yes. Okay. Is that the year you were born? I am so old. Nice. Well, I mean, working in esports has been like everybody's younger than me. That's what I've noticed. So, yeah, I'm like CS:GO is nice because I'm like everyone's a little bit, generally a little bit older in CS:GO, especially well, especially other staff you work with, right? Or like ranging from like 24 to like 30. So I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of an older, staffing, but then freaking all, all the players are like 19 to 22, and I'm like, oh yeah, well, which team are you going with? That's always yeah. I love Williams, and I because of history. I grew up watching Williams, but I like Haas obviously because they're the American team. But I'm fine with either one. Uh, okay, nice, nice. I loved Williams. I should be on. Did you accept the Steam request? Hold on. Maybe it's a me thing. Hold on. Yeah, I am. Hold on. It's a security thing. I got the invite actually. Here we go. Hold on. Bang. Okay. Okay. Not you are not a member of this two-player career game. That was the error I just got. It says you are not a member of this two-player career game. I'm in it right now. Yeah. Let me change my security status. Cause hold on. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna wind up pop. Yeah, I'm gonna wind up popping up on one in 1 minute. Hold on here. You should see me now. I see. Nice, nice game. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Create what? The character or? Okay. Contracts. No, no. Wait, are these single player career modes? Oh, okay. So I have to start the season and then. Right. Do I have to make the same settings? So standard, high, default. We didn't touch assists. Weekend structure, qualifying full, session length long, which is 50%. Forecast is approximate. Corner cutting is strict, right? Regular. Gotcha. Park Ferme off. Formation lap on. Difficulty was 89. Surface realistic. What is recovery mode? None or auto reset the track? Right. Okay, standard damage and standard damage rate. Hard on the fuel. Manual starts. And I think that is everything. Okay. Confirm settings. Invite or skip? I just.
First things first, let's
Okay.
create your driver.
I did. I invited you, but now I gotta remake my character all over again. For each game mode practically. So. I would just thought I could import one, but you know. That you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make my name Old Timer because I'm old. 97 is the number. I'm 33, almost 34. So.
And now let's focus on your driver's look.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. The helmets now. What'd you say? Esports is yeah. You're not wrong there. No, that's not the one. That's the one. And all right. Yeah. Okay.
Last but not least,
team
we
select.
need to decide which team
Williams.
to sign with.
I will
Choose
replace.
carefully, as once
Who did you
reach
replace?
F1, the team you drive for will expect you to deliver appropriate results. Great,
George?
that's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ,
Okay.
and we
I
can start
picked
our push
George.
to the top of Formula 1.
So. Communicating. Yep. Nice. Why do I have one on bed? Yes. Oh, nice. Oh, what? Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. You're in. Okay, do I want to ready up? Because then I'll be hosting the server, and I don't think that's good. Right now? Okay. The server should migrate to you, and then I can... Yep. Oh, I see. Yeah, it did. It did. It did. Nice. Okay, you're in? Okay, I'm coming. Nice. Hey. Oh, I'm still the owner. Damn it. Right. Right. Gotcha. Okay. So. Yeah. Oh yeah, with the little fly through with the team perks of the job. Here you can find a perk fund. Yeah. Oh, corporate, and then the contracts, driver
Here's where
perks.
you can buy perks to become a better driver both on and off the track. Any fee you negotiate over your base salary in the contract negotiation is cash you can spend on these perks.
Hmm. So, oh, I see. The perk fund is 300,000. So resource. Yeah, always a resource points. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have access to R&D or no? Okay. So what do you want? What would you like to upgrade first? Even though we have no upgrades. The only thing we really have upgrades on is the powertrain. So our powertrain is second best right now, but we have the second worst chassis, the second worst aero, and third worst durability. Only the lead driver can manage upgrades. That's you. Yeah. That's fine with me. Right. What engine do we have? The yeah, we have the Mercedes one, right? Right. So what upgrade are you going for first? Right. Huh. It didn't show on my screen. I guess it updates later. Okay. So I think I'm good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Sexy Williams that we already know exists. Yeah, I do like this livery. I like the old the one that was around when actually the old was it BMW that used to have it? Yeah. Yes, I didn't mind that one. I love the Lotus that Senna used to drive back in the day. That black and gold. Oh, yeah. Are you skipping time? We get more resource points on the 22nd though. Probably enough for another upgrade. Yep. Nice. Yeah, the rear floor. Yeah.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through,
Yeah.
but some of them have
There's
failed quality
the
control.
plank upgrade
You
failing.
need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Nice. Oh joy. We only get one practice session, right? No, we got all three? We
Hey,
got all three.
welcome to the team. I'm your head of R&D. My name's Charlie. Please make yourself at home. You're
Okay.
going to be using this workstation pretty regularly over the coming months, so spend some time to get familiar with it. You should be able to access everything from messages to vehicle development.
Okay. Let's go. In before T20. Here we go. Sorry. I'll probably be like, nah, I will, of course. Do you have the
Hello, folks,
Fanatec?
and welcome to Paddock Pass,
Is that your racing
pre-race
wheel?
edition for this, the inaugural round of the 2021 Formula One World Championship. And I've got to say, it feels great to be back.
Okay.
As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here. But it's more than that. It's a breath of fresh air. It's an element of normality in what has at times felt to be something of an abnormal world. Now, we were supposed to have a raft of new regulations this season, but as we know, they've been held back. Which does give all of these teams the opportunity to have a second bite at the cherry. One final chance to show what they can do in this era of Formula One. But the responsibility for results, as always, falls on the drivers. But with the cars at their disposal this year,
I used to have an old like Mad Cats, which was terrible racing wheel, my friend. It was like a $90 racing. It was awful. But that was when I did the AOR back in Xbox 360 days. That was like F1 2011.
Failed to succeed,
and
absolutely no
yeah, that one was a mess. But
remains as to which
then I just went back to a pad while I wasn't racing AOR, and
the incredible, the impossible, perhaps,
now I got the Logitech, which has been nice.
Out of the hat over the winter that gives them the march on their rivals. As always, we can't wait for this season to begin.
Yeah.
But for now, from us, that's your.
Yeah, it's reasonable and it works all right. So, all right. I'd love to get a Fanatec, but I'm like, nah. There's so much money.
This first race of the season is always quite difficult for us trackside, and for those back at the factory as well, as it's the first time the car has run since winter testing. The more consistent mileage you can get in these sessions, the happier we'll be.
Oh, yeah? Nice. Nice. Okay. It's what? Okay. Okay. 710 wings. I had 4.9. Okay, transmission. 8555. Wow, I had 7060. Okay. Okay. So minus 2.5, minus 2.5, or minus 1, and then... Wait, what? Okay. Okay. Suspension. Wow, okay. Brakes. 100. I was on 98.58. Okay, and then the tire pressure. Okay, that wasn't too far off. That was like the only thing I had that was about the same. So I'm gonna do... Alright, Bahrain Co-op, and okay. Let me just change the fuel load. So... How much fuel do you usually put in the car? Okay. Alright. 10 kilo? Okay. I have it on max because when I do the offline stuff, I'll literally just fill the car and I'll just put hard tires on it in practice too, and I just go. And that's it. So, which is why I got the podium pass so high up. Okay. So I'm gonna start with tire management.
A bit like a rubber out on track. Try to take it easy for a couple of laps.
That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. I gotta get used to the car setup as well. It's very responsive, I know that. It turns in real nice. You love oversteer? I literally said I can't do a loose car. It's all good. You spun. I mean, there's that one turn, I want to say it's 11. No, 12. When you go up the hill, the right-hander, I'm like, yeah, the moment you touch the inside curve, you're going around. I just have to find a little pace. I got my tire management up into the purple, but I'm like 4/10 off. Oh, dude, the qualifying pace I just absolutely am terrible at. This car sticks. This setup's unbelievable. Bang!
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
Nice. Now, we do our own practice. We each do our own practice programs, right? Well, I'm on an in lap because the tire one I just managed on the first. I purpled the first lap, so that one's over. Yeah? Nice. Oh, you went on the hards. Oh,
There's
wow.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Their best lap time is a 1:41.1.
I keep saying on the
Copy
stream,
that.
I would love for them to, in future editions, like eventually down the line, they add F3 and W series. And then career mode, you come up through the, yeah.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
What? Yeah. Well, and then you, like, you can do the whole, like, when you do a career mode, like, I like that you can start in F2 and, like, try to work up, but, like, you can actually try to work up the whole ladder, you know? Yeah. iRacing is genuinely insane. Like, it's just amazing.
All set. Everyone clear? Car to track.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, I would agree with that. Especially over here, because like over here, F1 games in general went missing for a lot of years. So I don't want. I love iRacing. Don't get me wrong. I watch a lot of endurance races through iRacing. I follow an esports team that does iRacing, and it's wonderful. But at the same time, I hope that Codemasters makes the game well enough that they hold on to the esports license, like you said. Because first off, I at some point would like to return to competing in it. And I can't do iRacing because I'm just absolutely not a good enough racer right now. Yeah. 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 I fucked up gate 10, man. The gate at turn 10. I fucked it up. It is a very tricky corner. 8 and 10 are. But you know what the thing is too? I was purple every turn 2. I greened. Everywhere else I was purple, and then I completely missed the gate at 10. I was like, oh my god.
Great stuff. You've pretty much nailed this circuit. This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
Right. Yeah. Right. Same here, man.
That's fantastic. You obviously have a really good understanding of this circuit.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is gonna. Oh no! I spun the car. Turn 1 every time I spin the car. I just spun it coming out of turn 1. I gotta back up here. If I what? I'm just this lap is I'm doing the the gates, and this lap is shot. But this lap 2, I almost purpled the entire lap. That's why I was like, this is gonna be the lap, and then It wasn't the lap all of a sudden because I spun the car in turn 1. The only thing I didn't get is a fast sector 2. That was the only development boost I didn't get. I got the other 2. Yeah.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can talk you through the numbers. Their best lap time is a 1 minute 41.1.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're nearly out of fuel, almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
I got a box.
Okay,
Are we the only ones that run the practice session, or are we going to see the AI as well?
Box this lap, please. Box this lap. When driving with the pit assist
Oh yeah,
disabled,
I just wanted to
you'll
see
need
what
be
my
mindful
pace
of
would
your
be
speed
compared
when
to
entering the pit
other
lane.
cars.
If you hit the limiter line too fast, you'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line. Our best lap so far is a 1:32.0.
Alright. I'll probably rerun track acclimatization, try to get the fast sector 2 development boost, but so far so good. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Yeah. That is. Oh my. Yeah, no, that turn is a nightmare. Yeah. So I got 5 out of 5 for tire management, 4 out of 5 for the gates. Now I'm going to do the race strategy.
When you're ready, let's go.
Oh yeah. Somebody's just come out of the pits. Yeah. Oh yeah. Today's race was nuts. I was so gutted for him. Yeah. Yeah. I was so upset for Norris. I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it. Well, I actually thought Norris was going to win it because when there was a driver, maybe it was Verstappen, who came over the radio and was like, right when the rain started, right? It was drizzling. But then he came over the radio and they were like, yeah, the rain stopped. And I was like, ooh, maybe Norris Yeah. I know. Yeah. 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 Yeah, because I thought when Hamilton pit, I'm like, he might do this. Like, he might just be able to do this. And then I think it was 51, lap 51, when some cars ahead of Norris hit that second sector, and I saw the amount of spray. I'm like, nah, it's over. I'm like, there's no way. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Okay. I got all the development boosts for the race strategy out of the way. I just have to nail the race strategy, and then like the rest of the laps, and then I just need to go back to the gates. Try and get that last development boost. Huh? Oh yeah, actually I might as well just wait and do the gates. That last development boost I need through the simulation, yeah. Yeah. Huh? Oh no. Nikita has a spin. That's I just oh man, I wonder if he's gonna be back
Okay,
next year.
super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
Yeah, yeah. I like Mick Schumacher though. I think he's I think he's got a lot more to give too. Like I don't think he's a bad racer. I just think the Haas is just such a bad car. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in F2 he was really good. Like, that's the thing. Mick was great in F2. Yeah. Yeah.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Right. Who did you think Hope stays in F1? What should you say? Yeah, me too. Me too. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind Giovinazzi. I think he deserves another. Oh, I've done a spin. I spun it at turn 12. Turn 12, I spun it. I went on the curve. Yeah, yeah. I've probably destroyed my tires. Oh well, I have one more lap. Yeah, I just have another lap to do, that's all.
That lap was no good. We need you to improve on that.
Alright, this is my last lap. Yeah. I know. Alright.
Okay, test complete.
Alright, so I've done the practice programs. Do you want me to retire or? Oh, I just retired on track. Whoops. So. Oh, I'm like almost a full second slower than you. You got a 1:31.1 as your best lap. Mine's a 1:32.0. No, I didn't actually. Because of the deltas, I was holding on to it like I was green, like borderline green red, and then when I got to the last two straights, if I was in the red, I would battery the whole straight to get, to try to get the time back. So. Yeah, I know. I hope this problem solves soon. Right. It's because Verstappen hasn't set a time. All right. Yeah. You can't do the quick practice, can you? Or yeah, I'll do the quick practice. It's just to get the development boost if you want. Do I? Oh yes, go to quick practice. Okay. Program failed. Nice. Try it again. Yeah. And it failed the second time. Yeah, exactly. I got it. Okay, good. All objectives have been complete. So you run what you need to run. You're ready? Okay. Com yep, completely skip session 3. But that's fine. Alright. Yes, I want to skip practice, go to qualifying. Oh, here we go. Moment of truth. My slow ass. There you go, though. That's a lot of them. I've got no acclaim. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. It is. It's gonna be. Qualifying. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna just tick the. Oh, there it is. It already is. Good. You're gonna go 11 on the rear wing, you said? I think I'm gonna stick with 710.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware, we have a car leaving.
All right, here we go. I'm being held. Oh yeah. Right. I like the new port. So the Portugal track, because I haven't played the, yeah, but because I haven't played any of the old versions of F1, I played like 2010, 2011, and I'm playing 2012 currently in between podium passes. But what do you call it? I've never played Portugal in any F1 game I ever raced at, so I didn't know the track at all. But it's nice. I like it. Oh, same here. Oh, I was gonna say, you want my toe? Okay. I haven't actually played a lot of them. I used to play, well, really back in the day when I was growing up, there were no F1 games. So I played a lot of NASCAR games, but when they came out, I played one by Liverpool Studios called Formula 1 2001. It came out the same time basically EA released F1 2001. A lot of people love the EA ones, and I played the Liverpool Studio ones, and that one was great. I love that game, but then I played F1 Challenge for the PC, but that was basically it. And I didn't have another F1 game until Codemasters. Yeah. Yep. And then I would just be in the pits and you just hear, Fernando Alonso has lost his rear wing. Oh, yes. Yeah. Bang. What was that? 130.8. Okay. Huh? Really? Oh God, 128.3. That is very fast. What did you get at 129.1?
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
129.2. Okay. And he's just on a 128.9. I'm gonna try to get into Q2. Huh? I might want another lap. That's all, because track evolution, it tends to be pretty nuts. But yeah.
Understood, stopping this lap.
Yeah. Alright, I'm in. Alright. I'd imagine Sector 3. Yes, I am. Anti-lock brakes, traction control, and no, on full. And okay. Hmm.
So far, our fastest
Okay.
lap is a 1
I'm gonna
minute
use the restroom and I'm gonna
30.8.
run one more lap.
at 20th in the speed trap, 200.9 miles per hour.
Okay. Let me just settle back in, and I'll run one more lap on fresh sauce. So you said my sector 1 and 2. Because you...
There's only a few cars out on track. We should consider getting out there.
Right. Right.
Standing by.
And I was learning, like... So... and I'll wind up streaming them as well, but... Like... How do I put this? I'm going to run through all the old games because I haven't played them. So I haven't played like 13 through 20. So I want to play them, right? Because I own them all, right? But when I had my 2012 season, I know it handles way different than this game, but I did. The career mode was 5 seasons. So like season 1, I just because I had for 2012, yeah. So like season 1, it was the first time I had really been racing for 8 years. So I just had everything on and got back used to it. And then season 2, I turned the gearbox to manual. And then season 3 is what I'm in now, and I have anti-lock brakes off. So I'm starting to learn how to race little without them, right? So, and then I'll do the same thing with traction control. Like I'll probably have season 4 be on intermediate, season 5 will just be off, like flat off. So. I'm on track, by the way. I don't know if you're in the pits.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Two tenths, almost 3 up on the delta. What, turn 10? Yeah, it's always gonna be better. Yeah. I'm on the bubble now. Yeah. I should short shift. What, staying in second, you said, makes me lose time? Yep. Okay. It'll probably be better with the traction as well. Right.
Stroll behind. Their best lap time is a 1:30.6.
Right.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
We could. I'm right on the bubble. I feel like I can find time, but I don't know. I feel like Stroll's gonna pit me. That's why I'm like, I should probably rush back in here and get the last set of fresh sauce on. Okay. I'm literally just gonna go out pretty much the moment I get in, because there's only 3.5 minutes left, so. I'll get there. No, I'm not compensating CSGO as much. I can definitely have the time to get there. So. Yeah.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:30.6.
I'm going out now.
All personnel be aware. Car leaving.
Oh, they're all going out, aren't they? Ah, boy. Alright, I'm about to hit the line. Alright, well, I'm coming up to turn 4. Yeah, there's a Alpine, I think, as well. Yeah. Nice. It's so powerful in this game. Yeah. Here we go. I have 2 tenths right now. Thank you, sir.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
Oh man, I had a frame drop. Oh boy. I don't. Not for this game. I gained a lot of time. I lost it a lot there at that turn 13. But this is, I'm currently sitting out, but I'm about to, I think, getting into Q2. 7/10 right now. 11th. But I used 3 sets of softs, so. I'll probably just qualify on the mediums like I did. That's what I did in the career mode. Because I was squeaking in at like about P like 13, 12 in qualifying, and I'm like, well, I used 3 sets of softs. I'll probably pop on the mediums and just start on the mediums. All right. Okay. Level 27 of the podium pass. Nice. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, God. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Let me know when you want to go out. Okay. Right. Because you only have to start on the tire you qualify on if you reach Q3, right? Yeah.
There's a few cars out on track. Perhaps we should get out there before it gets busy.
I'll try softs. Oh, you're out there. Oh, nice. I think you'll sneak into Q3 fine. Yeah. Nice. Right. Yeah, it felt really good. It just feels really, really good. Nice. Oh, after turn 1? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you had a 28.4, so it's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, Fernando put in a 20. Bottas has a 28.3. That's so, and it's a 3.97 too. Like it's barely a 28.3. So. Yeah. What is Ferrari, you said? All right.
Engine fired.
All right.
We're set.
I'm gonna go on sauce. Because the one pair, according to the game, the Delta's still a second a lap quicker. So I'm like, oh, okay, well. Yeah. Oh, I went out on mediums by accident. Oh, fuck me. Rip. Yeah, he finished, I think, P10 in the end. What'd you say? Yeah, he did. He was one of the first to box, yeah. Well, he was one of the first to box onto the other compound. So, like in the dries. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. He's picking up points though, like it's incredible that he is in that car. Yeah, that's true. This lap doesn't feel too good. They are. Nice. I'm P15.
Okay, we're currently in the drop zone. We need you to move up into the top 10, or we won't progress to the shootout.
I'm a 29.3 is what? That's you? I'm gonna go back and put the sauce on.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Yeah, I mean, I can stop as well and finish, and P15's fine. Like I can race it up. Yep. Did you already retire? In the pits? Okay. I don't know about that. I saw that. I'm like, wow, guys. But I had to laugh because they interviewed oh my God, what's her name? Iria Sidorkova, right? Russian driver in W Series. They're like, what got you inspired in the racing? And she's like, I really like the movie Cars. I was like, that's it. Hey, I mean, hey, yeah. Um, right. You're in the Q3, by the way. Hmm. Right. So the whole qualifying session. Yeah, they always do in qualifying. I don't know why. They're so quick in qualifying. Um, really? Did you want to do the research and development from here? Yes. Yep. Yeah. We got a lot of good discounts as well. Like, oh my god, parts went real cheap. Yeah. But the crankshaft is only 185. It's minus 63. Yes, that's fine. Durability, longevity, yeah. Really? It changes engine wear. Like, how your engine wears. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Months of rumour and speculation all come
You
to
want
an
me to
end
skip
today
all the pre-build?
as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome.
That's fine.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting.
Alright. Yep, Bottas is P1. So you said plus. So how many laps is it? 29? Penalties? How is there penalties on the first race of the season? I don't know. How is there penalties first race of the season? I don't know. I'm so confused. So what is it? Medium soft, soft? What about? Yeah, but the hards are such a slow tire. Like, how many laps on the mediums do I have to go? 17 laps on the mediums. Yeah, yeah. Well, this according to this, if I go soft to start or medium to start, I mean, um, I get 75% tire wear at 14 laps in. It's it's not letting me even it's not letting me even pick that strategy in the race strategy. Yeah, MFD is right. Right. So let me edit this to go down to, well, it only lets me do 14 laps. So okay. Okay. All right, I'm ready. Let's go. I gotta wait till Hamilton leaves his box, don't I?
Launch map lap is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into
So
each
wait,
one when
Norris
you
is
can. We're going to
P13.
need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them.
Or no,
On
he's
the tyres as
P14.
well,
I'm
please.
stuck P13. What the heck? Oh, oh. I almost spun it.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
Yeah, I gotta get them up there. Mine are at 69. It is weird. And mine are in, my display's in Celsius as well, so. Probably not. I'm on 1% though, so I don't know. I mean, I know in the F2 season, the tire wear, as I recently did the F2 race, and the tire wear was a nightmare there. Yep. All right, I can just see you up the road, like the nameplate. All right.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
I know I'm terrible at starts as well. I had a bad start. Norris has already beat me, and so is Stroll. Oh, I couldn't keep to Norris. Shit. I'm down to P15. Oh, I got a warning for collision with Raikkonen, but he spun. He clipped my rear. He clipped my rear. He didn't. God. Nice. Yeah, I'm losing time here to Giovinazzi. But Stroll's already, at least at the end of, oh, somebody spun, oh no. It's Norris.
Caution.
Oh, fuck, I gotta get the positions back, yep. No, he was right in front of me.
Green flag.
So I went wide because Tsunoda was behind him and he couldn't get around him, right? And I was right behind Tsunoda, so I went wide to avoid colliding, but then I overtook, so I had to get the position back. Giovinazzi's overtaken me in that melee, but Norris is out of the session. Yeah, I saw smoke and I thought, is it a lockup? But he was already through the turn, and I was coming through it at the time, and he That's when I thought it was an engine blowing. Oh, shit. Oh, I just... Oh. Fuck. Schumacher put... Fuck, I saved it, but Schumacher put me sideways. He clipped my rear wheel. I left him enough space, but he... What? Ah!
MFD for a new strategy option.
I hit Schumacher.
Understood, copy that.
Schumacher just brake checked me twice in the corner, and I broke the first time, and I was ready for him. But I had a car on my inside, so then when he really slowed up, I got nailed. So I'm in the pits.
Go, exit now. We're racing on the exit. Release, release. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So I have my qualifying tire on.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
What? What place am I in? I was in P15 and now I'm down to P18. I can't believe I hit Schumacher. So mad at that. I had him too. Like, I wasn't overtaking him, but like I knew that he was gonna brake early, and I broke early, and then he just didn't turn through the corner. No, I'm good. Right.
We're trailing our teammate by 41.6 seconds.
Okay. I've almost broken DRS from Schumacher. He came into the pits too. He got damaged as well. So he came in and he replaced his wing. But so I was like, he was right on me when I left the stall. Nice.
Our gap to the car in front is 27.7 seconds.
I'm like Nicholas Latifi, just way back here hanging out, saying what's up to the Haas. Yeah, pretty much.
The car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Oh, my tires are at 13. I'm gonna try to now because I basically put on a new pair of mediums when I pitted, so I don't think I'm reeling in the cars ahead of me quick enough. That's the only problem. I'm reeling them in, but I don't think I'm reeling them in quick enough. Because Mazepin was, when I came out of the pit, which was lap 3. It was lap 3 when I came out. He was 28 seconds up. And now he's 26.4. So, but I just don't think there's enough time. They're both going to be on the softs at the end as well. That's true. They're probably going on hards, actually. How's the connectivity for you?
Okay, we need to try and close the gap between you and the car ahead. He's 26 seconds ahead.
Like, you're not getting any lag? Yeah, it's pretty good for me too. I could see you, I could see you desync a little when I watched your qualifying lap, but overall, like, yeah.
The drivers we're racing are Mazepin and Schumacher.
And that's what you're trying to catch? Yeah. That's what I was getting kneed up on most of the time. You're doing 34s? I'm doing 34s too. Like, my best is a 134 too, and I just put that in last lap. Oh, Ocon spitting. He was 39 seconds ahead. We'll see how quick. He's just out of the pits now, so I'm still probably a good 12 to 15 back from him. I don't think I'll catch him. He put on mediums, yeah.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
I like that the AI is actually spinning and whatnot.
The gap to the car ahead is 17.0 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not catching Ocon.
Currently, the fastest lap is a 1:31.6.
Nice. My tire, my front left is 29% already. Lewis Hamilton's gone. He DNF'd. Oh my goodness. So Perez spun, Hamilton's DNF'd.
Yellow flag. Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
I don't know how where Hamilton retired didn't cause a safety car. Yeah, I don't know how it didn't cause a safety car.
Okay, clear.
Yeah. I'm actually not. I lost time to Ocon. I lost a 10th. That's not that bad. $33.9. Nice.
Gap to car in front is 17.8 seconds.
Perez is pitting. Yeah, he has come out on sauce. Nice. Oh, almost lost that turn 4. Okay, she had a little wiggle. Yeah, it's not as easy going as it looks, that last corner. My tires are at 36 now.
Be aware, we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
All right.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards. The car behind is dropping back. We're
Right.
seeing a gap form.
I haven't caught him completely yet, but I cut a lot of time out of Mazepin. No, not by any stretch. He's 17 points. Ocon just passed him for P15, so when I came out of the pits, he was 28 seconds ahead. He's 17.7 now. What, that lap by Max?
Okay, gap ahead is 17.2 seconds.
Need to come over to radio like Lewis. Tires aren't there, man. Yeah. losing first? Oh, nice. Come on. I feel like I can catch this guy. And then Bottas comes in with a 31 flat. Yeah, I know.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
They won't bring me in the pits. I don't think so. 40. I'm only on 46. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. This pit window says lap 13 and 15, but I think if I can get it to like 20, I can do the softs.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap. Our gap to the car in front is 14.9 seconds.
I just literally the other Haas is probably going to be the only one I can catch because Ocon is still P15, and he is quicker. So over the last I want to say 6 laps since he's pitted, he's added 1.9 seconds between us. So, but it's the fact that he hasn't passed anybody. So all the other cars I'm racing are at least 19 to 20 seconds ahead. Oh, here's a moment of truth. Raikkonen's pitting. Mazepin's pitting. I still need to pit, so I just need to push like hell. Yeah. I came out just ahead of Raikkonen. They both went on the hards. Alonso and Stroll are on the hards. You think you're going to finish P2? Yeah. Fucking hell, Raikkonen's catching me on his hards. Raikkonen cut a 2-second gap down to 1.2. And I have a feeling it's just because mine are so worn. Giovinazzi's pitting.
The gap to the car ahead is 20.2 seconds.
Oh, I'm racing Giovinazzi on the exit to the pit lane. Jesus. I know. That's not something I wanted to do. The only problem is he's come out between me and Raikkonen. He has DRS on me, but then Raikkonen's going to get DRS on him, and Raikkonen's just going to... Yeah. gotta come in. I'm on 56 right now.
Gap to teammate ahead is 47.5 seconds.
Alright. I'm just trying to stay in front of, trying to hold up Giovinazzi right now. I'm not catching Vettel. You said you're out of the pits? It just told me you're in the pits. Oh. No, you kidding me? Are you out of the pits?
The car behind is gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
Ah, fuck, Giovinazzi's got me with DRS. Here we go. Starting to really get some wear in these tires. 63 for the front left. I think I boxed next lap. Raikkonen's catching me. Manageable. I cut Raikkonen off. Tried to take me down to turn 11.
Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I'm pitting. I had 66 on the medium. I should come out ahead of Schumacher, but I'm going to be behind Mazepin. I'm going to have to chase him down.
Exit now.
Yeah.
We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
.9 is the gap. I think Raikkonen is too far ahead though. He's 22.1. Nice. Nice. Uh-oh, what happened? Where's Raikkonen? Alcon's now the car ahead. Has catching Mazepin. I know that. Like mad. And the hards are just very, very, very slow as well. Oh, yeah, I love to do that.
Gap to car in front is 6.1 seconds.
Okay, Raikkonen's been re-overtaken by Alcon. I don't think I'm going to catch him. He's 18.3 up the road. I think we're going to be
The
fine.
car ahead is losing 2 seconds a lap to you. Good job.
It'd be a miracle if I could catch Raikkonen, but I don't think I'm going to do it. No, did you have damage? I've got him. He's 1.9 up the road.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, copy that.
I feel like that guy from the Independence Day movie. Hello, boys. I'm back. Oh man, I went a little too deep at 8, but
You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap.
I
Keep this
just
up.
don't have DRS going down to 10 or going down to 11. But I should get him. Oh. Nice. I overtook Mazepin on going into the last turn.
We're trailing
But a
our
run
team
down
with
to the
5:48.0
straight, I was side by side with him, but I was just behind. So he doesn't have DRS down the straight either. And I just DRS trained right down the straight, so. So P16 now. And I have the pace that's quicker than Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, but they're just so far up the road. The early damage just absolutely destroyed me. I had that in my league race. I'm in a league that's like, you know, one of the ones in the game. And we raced at Mexico and I got front wing damage, but it was drivable. And I did like 19, 20 laps on it and didn't lose much time, but yeah.
Okay, gap ahead is 11.7 seconds.
Yeah. So what are you now? P what? Are you trying to Lando Norris your wing? Is that what's going on here? No, I don't think so either. I'm really pushing. I'm trying to get Raikkonen. My saucer at 33. I'll let you know the moment I cross the line here in a second. Well, this was a recharge lap and I did a
We're going to
1:33.1.
box this lap, push hard on the in-lap.
Yeah, I need to charge the battery. That's the only problem. Yeah, with the, I love how you put it like it's a feature with the new front wing. Exactly. Natural salesperson that you are, Darn. Nice. Ah, this is so frustrating, man. I'm catching him too. Like I've got so much more
Our
pace
gap to the car in
than these
front
Alfa
is
Romeos.
8.3 seconds.
I know. Oh, Hungary's. I'm not a huge fan of the Hungary track.
No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Yep. Yeah. I have that issue with Suzuka in this game. Sector 1 in Suzuka is like, oh my god.
The gap to the car ahead is 6.7 seconds.
God, I've cut this gap down so much. But I just don't think I have the track. Yeah? The front wing update as if it's a Windows update. It is. I love it. Alright.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh god. Did you just cross the line? Oh man. I'm still in, I just finished sector 1. Oh, I just hit turn 10. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know I've had a bit of desync, and because it's not the internet and it's not the PC, but like there's a frame or two where I hear like a pop, like a staticky pop, and then the frame skips one, and I'm like, this must be the desync issue everyone's talking about, because you mentioned like when you went by the pit, or like you mentioned when you were out of the pits, and it told me when you were out of the pits
Second faster than the car
that
ahead. Keep this
you
up.
had just entered the pits. So I'm like, yeah, there's no way. But I just now see the livery of the Alfa Romeo in front of me, but he's still 5.1 up the road. I'm not going to catch him.
Okay, let's see if we can catch the car ahead. The gap is 5 seconds.
Jeff, you're nuts. Yeah. I'm almost there with you. I'm at 60. Let me know when the race finishes for you. I want to see what the sync is like. I don't know.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race.
The tires have fallen off. I'm not catching the Alfa Romeos anymore. Max Verstappen just won. Yeah. Not bad, considering you had wing damage. Oh, that didn't even let me cross the line. I would have thought it'd at least let me finish the lap. I'm retiring from the race? Why? It made me retire.
That's it.
I don't
for
know.
another
The
spectacular
timer
Grand
wasn't.
Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive
The timer wasn't out. I had like 2 minutes left. I just finished turn 10.
Able to set themselves apart today.
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one.
Maybe.
As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently.
Here comes.
I know. Good game. Great game. Where did it classify me? Don't classify me as a DNF. No, classify. Oh, plus 1 lap. I was a lap down. So, you want me to? How do I save the replay? Oh, it doesn't let me. It's only advanced standings and director. I don't know, but all I have is. Well, yeah, I can. It kind of. I'll go back into the studio and there's like a race feature that saves your last few races. So I'll go on to that and grab it. But
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours.
there we go, interview.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
How was I thrilled? I am thrilled with their support during the race.
It looks like you've really been focusing on research and development this season.
What? Oh yeah. Cool.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
That's fine.
Appreciate your time.
Yes. I'm still level 1. I feel like I could have had like 14 or P14, but whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, you got points. You're the George Russell to the
department has some good news to share. They've just finished working on a facility upgrade. The details are available in your inbox.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun. Yep. Yep, I will as well now. Okay, sounds good. I'm not here next Sunday, but I am here on Saturday, so. Sure. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Darn. I had a lot of fun, so. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing like league racing, really. But I. That's the perfect way to put it, actually. But anyway, I'm going to go. Take care, man. Yeah, thank you, man. Have a good night. That is darn, everybody. That is the end of the two-player career mode that we had together. So, Bahrain, not the best race for me. He finishes in the points. He's a good racer, man. Darn's a good racer. He finishes in the points. For me, well, a disappointing end of the race, but it is what it is. An unfortunate accident in turn one, and that's left us in, or at least turn three. That's left us in a bit of a state that we tried to recover from, but at least we know we've got the pace to beat some of these cars going into the second race of the season. Don't know when that will be, but definitely stay tuned, stay glued, and we'll let you know. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care.